gentlemen, a big round of applause po ulit. Huwag po tayo magsawang bigyan ng masigawang palakpakan yung ating mga nagagandang mga candidates. Candidates, are you all ready? Surely, let us proceed to the announcement of our special awards, starting off with our first special award, Miss Congeniality.
For Miss Congeniality, sash is to be presented by Honorable Raymond Gombo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lin-Ai Iguana 2026 Miss Congeniality is Lin-Ai in Zaldivar. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Miss Congeniality, Zaldivar Stephanie Pauline Goulier. And before we proceed to our next special award, we just would like to remind our audience and our Facebook Live viewers that our special awards has no bearing in the computation of our candidate scores in the determination of our top 5. And now let us continue to our second special award, which is Miss Photogenic.
For Miss Photogenic, sash in portrait is to be presented and given by Miss Wine Riomalos.
Lin-Ai Iguana 2026 Miss Photogenic is Lin-Ai in that's right, Santa Cruz. Well, you can't really help that to be while they're out there supporting Santa Cruz candidate. Could you please give her a big round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Photogenic, Lin-Ai in Santa Cruz. Congratulations, Cherry Lin-Ai in Santa Cruz, this year's Miss Photogenic. And now we are down to our last special award, and our last special award is the People's Choice Award.
For People's Choice Award, sash is to be presented by Honorable Nari Bogoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our People's Choice Award is none other than Lin-Ai in Zaldivar. Ladies and gentlemen, People's Choice Award is Lin-Ai in Zaldivar. Let's give her a big round of applause, please. Wow, congratulations. Also, she was awarded earlier as our Miss Congeniality. And now let us proceed to the awarding of our minor awards. We will be awarding first our 2 pre-pageant categories, namely the Limog Itpagbako or Advocacy Campaign Video winner and our Best in Preliminary Rather Interview. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with Limog Itpagbako.
Limog Itpagbago or Best in Advocacy Campaign, sash is to be presented by Honorable Jerry F. Fernandez and Honorable Jomilia R. Tugon.
Ladies and gentlemen, our minor awards has a bearing in the determination of our top 5. To enumerate, Limog Itpagbako is 20% of the total score. Best in Interview is 20%, while the remaining categories categories which we have just witnessed earlier, from production to festival costume to swimwear and evening gown competition, they are all 15. They have all 15%. Ladies and gentlemen, our first minor award is Limog It Pagbago. And our Limog It Pagbago winner is Lin Ai It. Lin Ai It again, Zaldimar. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Limog It Pagbago 2026, Lin Ai It Zaldimar. We have Stephanie Pauline Guyen. Congratulations, Steph. 20% secured. And now let us proceed to our next 20%, Best in Preliminary Interview or Best in Interview.
Best in Preliminary Interview, Sash is to be presented by Honorable Gaynor Briones Janela.
Our Best in Interview is... Lakasan niyo pa po. Tama again, Zaldimar! Ladies and gentlemen, Best in Interview, Lin Ai It Zaldimar, Stephanie Pauline Guyen. We are done with the 2 minor awards and 4 more left. Our next minor award is Best in Production Number.
For Best in Production Number, Sash is to be presented by Honorable Willie R. Joso.
And this year's Best in Production Number is Lin Ai It. Lin Ai It. Bagong Bayan. And there you go, Best in Production Number, Lin Ai It, Bagong Bayan, 50% secured. And our next minor award is Best in Festival Costume.
For Best in Festival Costume, Sash is to be presented by Honorable Patria Pandari.
Who do you think is our Best in Festival Costume? This year's Best in Festival Costume is Lin Ai It. Lin Ai It. Santa Cruz. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Best in Festival Costume, Lin Ai It, Santa Cruz, Cherry Ann Alvarez. Could we please give her a big round of applause? There you go. We are down to our last 2 minor awards, and next is our Best in Swimwear.
For Best in Swimwear, Sash is to be presented by Honorable Marine Napat Montero.
And our Best in Swimwear is... Our Best in Swimwear is... think among our ladies carried the creation of Sir Jero perfectly. And the cape, of course, of Madam Mimi. Sino ba? And our best in swimwear is Lin Ai in Bagong Bayan! There you go, ladies and gentlemen, our best in swimwear, Bagong Bayan. Let us not make this any longer. Let us proceed to the announcement of best in evening gown. And she is none other than, again, Lin Ai in Bagong Bayan!
For Best in Evening Gown, sash is to be presented by Honorable Henry S. Pugoy.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are done with our minor awards. For sure, you already have in your mind our top 5 finalists. We have now to one of the most awaited moment, the announcement of our top 5. Ladies, are you ready? Audience, are you ready? Our first finalist for Lin Ai in Pandan 2026 is... Can you please raise your banners? Our first finalist is Lin Ai in... First finalist is Lin Ai in Saldivar! Ladies and gentlemen, this is in no particular order po. Who will join Lin Ai in Saldivar? And it is the next Lin Ai. Your journey to the crown still continues. Lin Ai in... Lin Ai in... Facebook, Lin Ai in... You can comment, of course. Lin Ai in Bagong Bayan! Well, obviously, these two ladies that I called earlier, of course, they surely took the spot now for the top 5. But the remaining 3 ladies, we don't know yet. Join Lin Ai in Saldivar and Lin Ai in Bagong Bayan because you are still in the running. Lin Ai in... I cannot see the fans of this Lin Ai candidate. Lin Ai in... Lin Ai in San Andres! We already have 3 ladies. Join them because you are still part of the top 5. Lin Ai in... Lin Ai in... Lin Ai in bye-bye! na parang hindi naman. But it's real. Linay and Bye Bye is part of the top 5. Yeah, we're ready for, and we still have how many ladies in the back? 4 ladies in the back, but we only need 1. And the last lady to complete our top 5 is Linay in. Linay in. Where's Mayor? Linay in Patria! There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our top 5 finalists are now complete. And to our non-finalists, I know you were not able to make it to the next stage, but for sure, you have inspired us all. You have inspired your fellow Barangaynons. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also give our non-finalists a big round of applause, please. Maraming salamat. Well, let's not make this any further as we now proceed to the final interview. This is the most crucial part of the competition. This is where our finalists will showcase not just beauty, but intellect, confidence, and clarity of thought. And to guide us through the entire question and answer portion, here are the guidelines and criteria for judging. For the content and language use, 70%. And for the stage presence, poise, and confidence, 30% for a total of 100%. And another important criteria and guidelines that you must know, as well as our Facebook Live users or viewers know, for the placement of our top 5, 60% po from the previous categories earlier will be taken, and 40% from this very final interview to complete the 100% to determine the placement of our Linays in the top 5. Now let's proceed to our first candidate, Linay in Zaldivar. By the way, for the information of everyone, can we hear the support of our supporters for Linay in Zaldivar? I stand corrected, ladies and gentlemen. I stand corrected. 60% po yung final interview. 60%. Again, 60% will be taken from the final interview and 40% will be taken from the previous categories our candidates competed earlier on. Okay, that's clear. And also, our candidates right now will be other candidates aside from our candidate here standing. Our candidates who will not be answering yet the final question will be wearing, they are wearing right now, according to the committee, a soundproof earphones or headsets or whatever devices are those. But I'm pretty sure that those devices po are soundproof. They cannot surely hear the final question because we will only have, tama ba ako sir, one final question for all our ladies. And also a gentle reminder for our viewers, for our live audience here in Liberman Sports Complex to please remain silent or please be quiet while our candidates are answering the final question. Candidate number 6, can you hear me? Yes or no? Sumagot ba siya? Candidate number 2, can you hear me? Ay, hindi. How about you, candidate number 7? Am I audible? Ay, wala. Tinignan niya lang ako. Poker face si ate. Where's the other candidate, by the way? Okay, the other candidates are just fixing, you know. But she's also being covered right now. She has a spray for the information of everyone. That's why you cannot see her there at that part of the stage because she has a spray right now. It's being, applying po tayo ng first aid to our candidate just to be transparent lang po to others. And is she also wearing po a soundproof or noise cancellation device? Let us just make sure that our committee and other members of LIP committee is really covering the ears or putting now a soundproof or a noise cancellation device to the ears of one of our candidates who got sprayed earlier. Before that, interviewin muna natin. Sorry for letting you stand here for so long. Did you expect to be part of the top 5?
Yes, of course.
I love the confidence. She is expecting to be part of the top 5. Okay, so your name, by the way, you are Stephanie Pauline Goulier. So, would you like to say something to your audience, your friends, your families, or if you have a personal someone, special someone rather?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lord, for giving all your instruments to make this possible things tonight. Thank you.
Okay, can we give again Lina something for a big round of applause, please? Are our judges ready? Because, naman po, the future of our top 5 finalists rather, lies po in your final question. Ladies and gentlemen, the final question will be coming from one of our Board of Judges. To be given by our committee and to be read by our one of the Board of Judges. I'm sorry. This is from our Board of Judges. Am I right? Yes. Thank you so much. The question is not from the committee themselves, just really to make this competition reliable. Are you ready to answer the final question? I'm going to read the question twice, and after that, you will now start answering the question. And here is the final question. The final question is, how would you explain the Bung Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join? Again, how would you explain the Bung Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join?
Good evening, sir. Thank you. I would explain to them that the Tugbong Festival is gold. It is precious and timeless, just like how it's made in time. Tugbong Festival is a celebration of Pandanan's unity and for this, it's a celebration of unity. And I value Tugbong Festival. Tugbong Festival is gold. It is precious and timeless, just like how it's made in time. Tugbong Festival is a celebration of Pandanan's unity. And I work for my advocacy, environmental sustainability, protecting nature for future generations. And I will explain to them that Tugbong Festival is not just a celebration, it is a symbolism of Pandanano's unity and joining in Agit Pandan 2026 inspires me to be without me all.
Thank you very much, Lina. It's Aldimar. Thank you so much for Stephanie. You may now proceed to the backstage. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a big round of applause, please. It's no joke, speaking in front of this beautiful crowd, answering that on the spot final question coming from our judges. Truly the brilliant minds of our judges right here in front of us. Now let's proceed to our next candidate, Ninay Bagumbayan! There you go, ladies and gentlemen, Ninay Bagumbayan. Congratulations for making it to the top 5. Just say something to your supporters.
Thank you so much for your support, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you to the supporters of Ninay Bagumbayan. Are you ready to answer the final question?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read the question twice, and then after that, you can start answering the question. Okay. Are you ready? Getting nervous? Okay, that's natural. This is grace under pressure. But for sure, you are ready. I'm going to read the question twice, and the final question is, how would you explain the Bung Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join? Again, how would you explain the Bung Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join them?
Good evening. If ever I have a chance to explain the Boom Festival to someone who has never heard of it, I would first go with the heart of our language. Tugbong is a beautiful Pantananon word which means to go to town. For us who were born and raised in Pandan, Tugbong Festival is not just a celebration. It is a moment of unity where we proudly showcase our local products, our delicacies, our history, and our pride as a community. And in time when traditions are slowly forgotten, Tugbong Festival can become our way in remembering. If ever I have given a chance to be the Linay of Pandan 2026, I will use my title to invite more people to experience Tugbong Festival, immersing themselves to our culture, connecting with our people, and truly experience the That will be all, thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the answer of Linay Bagumbayan. And by the way, for the information of everyone, all our candidates, all of them, even before the announcement of our top 5, are well-oriented on the guidelines of our Linay in Pandan 2026. And regarding the time limit, you have just heard, yes, there is a time limit. Now let us proceed to our next Linay. Linay, it's San Andres. And she is Jaya Valdivieso. Hello, Jaya.
Hi, sir.
Okay, did you expect to become part of the top 5?
Maybe.
Maybe, but of course, you truly deserve to become part of the top 5. Would you like to say something to your audience?
Well, I would like to say thank you, first of all, to my supporters and to my ever-supportive parents, and of course, kay SK and sa aking handler, kay ng Macmac. And to everyone, please enjoy the night. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But that's not yet the final question. Are you ready to answer the final question?
Yes.
And I'm going to read the final question twice, and after that, you may start answering. You can start answering. And here is your final question. Again, reminders to our audience before we ask Linay in San Andres. Again, please avoid making unnecessary noise as not to make our candidate here on stage uncomfortable po while they are answering the final question. Thank you very much for your understanding. And here is your final question. How would you explain the Tugbong Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join? Again, how would you explain the Bong Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join?
If I could explain to someone who has never heard about Tugbong Festival, I would explain that it is more than just a colorful and fun celebration, but also a symbol of identity and culture of us Pandananons, that even our relatives or even other Pandananons from abroad would always unite and come home here in Pandan just to celebrate it. And as a representative of the Linay, or if ever to be crowned as Linay Pandan, I will use my voice, my platform, especially my social media platform, to promote Tugbong at Pandan, including its fun activities such as the Zumba or the Bida Kanay, honoring the mothers, the colorful street dancing, and of course, the Linay at Pandan. Through this and by this, I believe that people from all over the world can know or discover Tugbong. That would be all. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Linay at San Andres, Jaya Valdivieso. Again, let me reiterate to you the criteria for judging for the determination of the placement of our top 5. 60% from the final interview and 40% from the earlier categories that we have just earlier from the categories rather that we have just earlier. And now let's proceed to our candidate number 2. We have here Linay It Bye Bye. Can we hear some support from the supporters of Linay It Bye Bye? I'm sorry. No, I'm running out of voice now because of the excitement and all the fun that we are having right now for Linay Pandan 2026. Well, anyway, do you expect to become part of the top 5? Did you expect ba?
No, I didn't expect to be in the top 5, but I'm grateful to be standing here tonight.
And speaking of grateful, who are you grateful for ba? Or are you grateful to? Sino ba ang mga gusto mong pasalamatan po?
First, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity. And also, I want to thank my family for being so supportive, and also my friends who are here tonight.
Again, let me remind our audience to please keep quiet while our candidates are answering the final question. Are you ready to answer the final question?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read it twice, then after that you can start answering. You will start answering the question. And here is the final question. How would you explain the Tugbong Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join? Again, how would you explain the Tugbong Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join?
As a tumandok na Pandananon, and as a Linay It Pandan, I will invite them to Tugbong Festival, where purity of our natural wonders and our scenic views of our culture, in a celebration of our unity and heritage. Just like in our barangay Baybay, we have Iririmaw Kita, which means communal harmony and synergy. Tugbong Festival is more than just a festival. It is the heartbeat of Pandan, and a sacred invitation of coming back home in Pandan. Let us show the world that in Pandan, every guest is a family, and every moment is a tribute into our land. Pandan, indeed, palangga ko.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Linay It Bye Bye. We have Desiree May Alunsagay. And that's second to the last. And now we are down to our final candidate to answer the final interview. Where are the supporters of Lina in Patria? Hello, Lina in Patria, and your name is Althea Ledesma.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Anong pakiramdam na you are the last lady to be called to become part of the top 5? Could you please actually, would you mind sharing that to our audience?
I feel great and thankful to God because I didn't expect to make it to a top 5.
Okay, would you please give our Lina in Patria a big round of applause, please? Thank you again, of course, for that. And aside from God, who else would you like to thank pa?
And to everyone who supported and give their love, thank you very much.
There you go. Maraming salamat, Althea, for that. But that's not yet the final question. Are you ready to answer the final question?
Yes, sir.
Again, reminders to our audience, reminding you of the reminders I've been telling you earlier on. I am going to read the question twice. Then after that, pwede ka na magsimulang sumagot. Okay? And your final question is, how would you explain Tugbong Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join? Again, how would you explain Tugbong Festival to someone who has never heard of it? And how would you invite them to join?
Good evening, and thank you for that question, sir. In every rhythm of Tugbong, you can feel the spirit and the heart of Pandan. Vibrant, alive, and welcoming. Through Tugbong Festival, we reflects the community's tradition of going to town for meaningful and purposeful reason. Importantly, it is a celebration of our cultural pride, and it emphasizes the value of preserving the customs and traditions that define the community's identity. And to someone who has never heard of Tugbong Festival, I would tell them that it is more than a festival. It is a celebration of who we are and shaped by our culture and strengthened through every adversity. Come and join us and be part of a community where every story, every smile, and every step bring us closer together. Good evening and thank you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely not the least, Lina in Patria. Let us give all our candidates, our top 5 finalists, a big round of applause, please. Maraming salamat po. Wow.